The turmoil at Red Bull now turns toward Verstappen, as the driver, who has already secured the World Championship title on 4 occasions, appears to be nearing the point of seeking a new destination. Driven by the recent challenges in car development and internal power struggles that have exposed weaknesses within the team, can Verstappen finally embrace a fresh challenge in his career? And in this scenario, what role might Mercedes play? Even in the face of Wolff's cautious responses on the matter, there is little doubt that Max Verstappen's future at Red Bull is nearly sealed. And the possibility of a dramatic change largely depends on how the Austrian outfit will advance its car development. It is well known that Red Bull faced many difficulties with the RB20 and the RB21, which generates uncertainty, especially when Jos Verstappen expresses his concerns that his son will leave the team if the car does not bring victories. Reality unfolds before our eyes. Red Bull has been in the spotlight since the beginning of 2025. But for all the wrong reasons, such as the driver swap after only 2 races, marking the briefest tenure of any driver in the team. With Lawson, reports indicate that Max showed considerable discontent with the decision taken by the team, and expressed his worries in a meeting in Dubai. Meanwhile, the team chose not to proceed with the proposal of pairing Tsunoda with Max. Verstappen's apprehension does not stem from a fear of being surpassed by Tsunoda, but rather from the perception that the engineers are not dedicating enough attention to the car's development, preferring instead to seek a second driver who, almost miraculously, can extract competitive rhythm from that vehicle. This assessment was confirmed by Helmut Marko, who stated that although he is aware of Max's discontent, it is necessary to have 2 cars at the forefront, not only for the Constructors' Championship, but also to help Max secure his 5th world title. It is intriguing to note that expectations regarding Yuki have completely changed this year. He did not make any mistakes in the first weeks, showed great speed, benefits from new management, and exudes confidence. However, rumors suggest that Max might be concerned about Yuki's future, considering the season he had at Red Bull. After such a long wait, the Japanese driver will have the chance to prove himself as the most competitive to share the track alongside Max since the days of Ricciardo. But an opportunity might arise where Max no longer remains with the team due to the issues currently plaguing Red Bull. To begin with, the car development, which will likely keep the team out of contention in both championships, could extend until 2026. Even with the new regulations on the horizon, Red Bull shows little confidence in leading in this area. What is even worse is that, should the 2026 regulation be postponed, the team will remain stuck with its current configuration. The loss of valuable staff has been notable, and even Marko commented that Nui's absence is harming the team in the long run. Whether everyone in the team admits it or not, Marko highlighted Adrian's importance to the team's core, stating that missing a professional like him is inevitable. Although the team, composed of nearly 1,000 people, was built gradually over time, it is a fact that the RB21 is difficult to drive, as the Red Bull racing car proves easier to handle and very fast in a qualifying lap. But during the race, it visibly falls behind the Team S racing car. The fact that Marko compared the performance of the 2 models, even if only to justify Lawson's demotion, underscores the serious problems that Red Bull must resolve. With Max at the center of this situation due to his outstanding performance that keeps everyone alert, the scenario may lead the 4-time champion to seek a new home. 2 teams that could potentially represent the next challenge for Max are Aston Martin and Mercedes. Although the driver is, for now, committed to Red Bull and has declared this publicly, we know how quickly the situation can change if he perceives that the team is unable to solve the problems and build a competitive car to win championships. It is important to remember that Max committed to helping the team fix the car's shortcomings without pledging to stay if the issues persist. Zak Brown's statements, which tend to cast indirect criticism on Red Bull and spark conflicts, should be taken with caution, even though they may have some basis, as the head of the base team even stated that Max would not be part of Red Bull next year, pointing to Mercedes as the likely destination. Brown commented that very probably Max will leave the team at the end of this year and mentioned discussions involving Aston Martin with the potential arrival of Adrian Newey. However, as grand as Adrian may be, an entire team and a solid culture are necessary, and that takes time to build. If one were to bet, Brown would choose Mercedes, considering that in the past 10 years the team secured the championship 7 or 8 times, and last year achieved 5 victories, demonstrating stability and Toto's preference. He noted that high-performance power units are better positioned on the engine side, especially with the new regulations approaching, in addition to the fact that Russell is without a contract at the end of this season, and Antonelli will be on 1-year contracts. This declaration from Brown revealed a crucial point: the advantage Mercedes holds in the possible acquisition of Verstappen for the 2026 regulation will be all about engine performance. Mercedes and Ferrari are the leaders in this category, and if the plan to postpone these regulations to 2028 and adopt the V10 engines with sustainable fuel is delayed, it is very likely that Verstappen will reopen discussions with Wolff to make the deal viable. We know that Jos and Toto are very close, and now that Hamilton is no longer in the picture, biased opinions can be set aside, opening space for a new negotiation between Verstappen's team and the outfit based in Brackley. This situation places enormous pressure on both Max and Mercedes, who will need to prove they have what it takes to make this partnership work. This is especially true if we consider that Wolff flirted with the idea not too long ago. Although the dynamics have changed, and the Austrian is determined to maintain the current lineup at all costs, keeping Russell and Antonelli focused on the 2026 regulations as if it were a state secret. We have witnessed surprising performances from Russell, and the young Italian driver has also excelled, reinforcing that Mercedes is indeed the second power on the grid at this moment. When commenting on the possibility of bringing Verstappen into the team or maintaining the current drivers, Wolff adopted a very diplomatic stance, stating that he wishes to keep his drivers for the long term, and that not all internal discussions can be disclosed. This shows that the process is structured, as a contract of that magnitude involves more than simply guaranteeing the driver a seat. There are conditions that need to be negotiated in the interest of both parties. In my view, it does not seem that Russell or Antonelli represent a greater interest for Mercedes compared to Max, and regardless of Wolff's statements, we recall how he previously felt about the 4-time champion. In the series Drive to Survive, Verstappen was the first option when Hamilton's surprise shook the team. And even though Wolff recognizes the potential of the current lineup, there is absolutely no chance that he would let slip the opportunity to sign a top-tier driver like Verstappen should that chance arise. All of this demonstrates that the new regulations bring answers more complex than we imagined. And while many will focus on the precedence order in Formula One, the future of the drivers will also be decided. So far, it appears that Verstappen is leading this conversation, and that the 4-time champion will be quite transparent with Red Bull regarding his future. With all this in mind, do you believe that Verstappen would be the best option for Mercedes? Or if not, where do you see him competing from 2026 onward? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and at the end, do not forget to click on the video appearing on your screen now.